Sometimes we collect things that we just don't want to show to everyone, like your parents, your nieces and nephews, your friends and coworkers, or your partner that just doesn't want to see parts of your collection out in the open. But hiding your spicy collection can be pretty hard, especially when you have these giant display cases screaming at everyone to look at what's in them. So let's look at some stylish ways on how we can cover up our collection. And to start things off, we're going to look at one-way mirror film or privacy film, also known as window tint. Now how this works, we install a tinted mirror film on the glass of the display case. And with the display case lights turned off, it basically makes the glass look like a mirror. But once you turn the lights on, your collection suddenly appears like magic, or at least in theory. Now there's two kinds of mirror film that I want to briefly talk about. The first kind being a film with adhesive on it. This adhesive bonds to the glass, making it pretty sturdy. One downside to this is it makes it hard to remove in the event that you don't want to use it anymore. The other kind of film is static cling film, which uses electrostatic attraction to keep the film attached to the surface of the glass instead of adhesive. Now I'll be using the static cling film in this video because it allows me to remove it easier if I don't like it. On top of that, I get two colors of privacy film that I will be testing out. One is silver and one is black, because I want to see how different they are. So let's get to installing the film. Okay, this is pretty easy to install, but I'm not going to go into the details because there's a lot of videos out there that can help you install this. Now, here are my thoughts on the privacy film. And I do want to say, videos can be deceiving. First off, given the right lighting and camera angle, this looks 100% like a mirror. The camera easily picks up the reflection, which falsely advertises that this film acts like a perfect mirror. It is not. My eyes can actually see through the reflection and see the outline of the figures. Now I'm going to say that I prefer the black tint over the silver. The silver, when backlit, has a white haze look to it, which I'm not a fan of. The black, however, just looks like car tint. Things appear darker, but the clarity is much better, and there's little to no haze. On top of that, when the lights are off, for the silver, you can still kind of see the figures behind it. The black, however, is much harder to see behind the black tint. You can see something behind it, but it's not as clear as the silver. And in the dark room, I can't see anything behind the black tint. Honestly, this is not a bad idea, and I plan on installing black tint on my two Billy display cases. I most likely will be changing to a higher grade tint because the tint that I got off of Amazon is good, but it's not where I want it. But I do think this is a clear winner to hiding your collection. Now, a cooler option to hiding your collection is smart glass. Smart glass, or PDLC, also known as polymer dispersed liquid crystal, works by passing electric current through the material, which causes the liquid crystal to align, allowing the surface to become transparent. When the electric current is shut off, the crystals scatter, making it difficult for light to pass through it. Thus, it appears frosted. Smart glass film feels like a sheet of plexiglass or plastic. On one side, it has the bus where it distributes the electricity, which, when ordering, you'll get to pick which side you put this on. And it also has a transformer or power supply adapter. Now, I didn't order smart glass for my display case. Instead, I ordered this promo kit which I found on Amazon just to test it out. But I did reach out to some Chinese manufacturers which other people have advocated for. But the quote that I got for covering my two Billy display cases was around $40 US, and that's for each display case. So, 80 in total. I unfortunately couldn't get a shipping cost because they stated that the shipping would have cost too much. And then they told me to go find a local distributor in my own country, and then they ghosted me. Not sure if the trade wars had anything to do with this, but previously people had no problem ordering from them pre-tariff. But my guess, shipping would have cost over $200. So taking their advice, I tried to contact 5 places in my area, 1 in Canada and 4 in the US. This is generally what they quoted me for those that responded to me. Basically, they told me that I had to order a minimum of 20 square feet and it would have cost me well over $2,000. So yeah, there was no way that I was going to be ordering that unless I wanted to do the whole house. But to summarize my thoughts on the demo kit, smart glass is really cool, but it's only about 90% transparent, meaning you're going to have a whitish haze when looking through it. And for me, I personally wasn't a fan of that. So before buying, I suggest getting the promo kit to test it to see if you like it. Now let's just say you don't want to install any kind of film on your display case, and you want something simpler and cheaper. Now, I did say this during my resin figure unboxing, and that is, magnets are your friend. Here, I picked up some frosted plexiglass at Home Depot, and it doesn't have to be frosted plexiglass, it can be presentation board, or fabric, or anything that's flat that's not fully transparent. And taking 4 square magnets that I painted satin black to match the color of the display case, I stuck the frosted plexiglass on the window and held it there with the magnets, putting the magnets in the corners to make them look like they're part of the display case. Easy to put on, easy to take off. But do be careful not to slam the magnets into the glass to prevent cracking or breaking the glass. And it would be good to put a soft barrier between the magnets and the glass inside the display case to prevent scratching on the glass. This is great if you want to cover up your collection on special occasions, and it's super easy to do. Now another option, keeping fabric in mind, is a shower curtain. Well, not really a shower curtain, but using the expandable shower curtain rod to hold up a curtain or a piece of fabric is not a bad idea. This is something that's really easy to put up or take down, though it may only work for wider display cases. Just note, sometimes these lose grip and fall if not tight enough. So use with caution because we don't want to damage anything. Another option is to put up some kind of bracket to prevent the curtain pole from falling, and using a wooden dowel instead of a shower curtain rod, since the wooden dowel would be cheaper. Now another quick and easy idea is using a wall scroll to cover up your collection. What I did here was, get a simple wall hook, stick it at the top of your display case, and getting a wall scroll with the length and the width of your display case, throw the scroll up on the hook, and drop it in front of the glass. Now in my opinion, this option is the fastest to set up. Now the only problem is finding a suitable wall scroll for your display case. Now the bonus option of covering up your spicy collection is Censor Bars. Not sure how much this really works. I'm sure you may get some odd looks from your grandparents, but I guess it's better than nothing. Other options here are ribbons or 3D printed clothing, which makes it appear more natural than Censor Bars. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful and it gave you some ideas on how to cover up your collection. And I do want to call out, you shouldn't feel that covering up your collection means that you're ashamed of your collection. Sometimes it's just best not to have to explain to little Timmy why you have a statue of a naked person sitting next to your bed or in your home office. And with that, thanks again for watching and take care.